So the most common question I get at TW3 after 11 years has to be, what separates the people who are successful from the ones who are not successful, Terry? Why is it some people find great success, tremendous success, and other people either struggle or they never find success? And I was on vacation this past week, and I heard this story about a guy that wanted to do something in his backyard. And it's a very simple story, but it really illustrated, I think, 5 activities that if you'll do, your success is guaranteed. But if you don't do any of these 5, your demise is guaranteed. You have to do these 5 things consistently. You have to. The only way you're going to be successful, no matter what your goal is, maybe you want to earn more money, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to work on some personal development, attitude, mindset, spiritual growth, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, these are the 5 activities I would tell you, and it's going to be illustrated in this story. These are the 5 things you have to do if you want to be successful. So the story is like this. There's a guy, pretty big yard, pretty big backyard, and he just got tired of always having to call other people to get things done. He wanted to do something himself in his backyard, and there was a tree in his backyard that he wanted cut down. And he just was tired, and he was sort of in his retirement years and had the time and just didn't want to hire someone to do it. So he decided he was going to chop that tree down himself. And he heard about the power of 5. Now, he had never taken on a project as far as a tree this size for sure. And he wasn't in the greatest of shape as far as, just some lumberjack. But at the same time, he knew he could do it just exercising these 5 activities that he heard about, that if anyone would do it, they could do anything. And so he went to cutting down the tree. Now, after a while, he went out every day, and for 5 strokes a day, he just swinged at that tree. He chopped on that tree for 5 times. He wasn't going to overdo it. He just 5 chops on that tree, and he'd go back in. And he'd come out the next day, same time in the morning. He would come out and he would chop on that tree, take 5 swings at it, and he would go back in. And he would keep doing this. Well, it was a pretty thick tree, so it took a while. It actually took him about 6 months of doing this before he ever saw that tree fall down. But he was faithful. Every day, same time, he'd get up, 5 strokes on that tree, hitting it right where he needed to hit it to knock that thing down. He never quit until the tree fell down. 5 times a day, once a day, same time each day. I think that story illustrates exactly what you and I have to do on a consistent basis if we want to be successful in anything we do. First, he had to have a tool. He had to have the right tool. So many times people sit on the sidelines of life looking at other people, oh man, look how they're doing. Look how great they're doing. I wished I could. And they never understood, well, these people that are successful have the tools for success. Maybe the tools you need is a better education. Maybe it's a better location. Maybe it's a better vocation, but you got to have the tools to be successful. If you don't have the right tools, you're not going to be successful. Notice he took out an axe. He didn't take out a ball bat. A lot of people I meet, their effort is there. They're out there. They're swinging. Matter of fact, they're taking more than 5 swings a day. But the problem is they've got the wrong tool. So many people I've dealt with over the last 11 years of, really advocating entrepreneurialism have a sour taste in their mouth about entrepreneurialism. Why? Because they've tried and they failed. And I would argue to you, I would tell you the reason why most people try and fail, especially in the entrepreneurial space, is because they got involved with some pill, thrill, lotion, or potion, trying to call on their friends, family, and foes, trying to sell them something that they didn't want. And that is their own, their own perception, the only thing that they've ever really experienced when it came to entrepreneurialism. Now, I'm not denigrating those types of opportunities, but those opportunities are tough. And a lot of times people are in a dead-end job. And the only way that they could ever make any more money is they play the political game and be able to climb that ladder. Well, maybe you're on the wrong side of the tracks. Maybe you're from the wrong side of the way of thinking. Maybe that there's some things that are built in that you don't even know or could perceive that's always going to keep you from being able to grow to the next level. That is why I love entrepreneurialism. There is no politics involved in entrepreneurialism. There is no, well, are you white? Are you black? Are you male? Are you female? Are you this? Are you that? It doesn't matter. If you have a value and you can present that value to the marketplace that is needed and wanted, you can become wildly successful. But you got to have the right tool. And so I would ask you, if you've been struggling, do you have the right tool in your hand? Number two, you have to use the tool. Oh my gosh. If I could tell you anything, it's not enough to buy a book, to buy a program, to get a platform, to buy a tool, to get some software. You will not be successful just having it. The only way you're going to be successful is picking up the tool and using it. Hear me on this. I would say the number one reason why some people are not successful, especially in the world that I come from, which is entrepreneurialism, is you equip them with these tools and these trainings, and it's never picked up and it's used. That's not the only reason, but that is a huge reason. That is speed bump number one. That is the hurdle number one of getting up to speed in becoming a successful entrepreneur. But this could be in anything. If you're trying to get more fit, do better in wellness, it's not enough to have a program. It's not enough to have a menu. You actually got to prepare it. And then once you prepare it, you actually got to use it. If you don't, it's not enough just to have it. It has to be used. There was an interesting story I heard one time about the story of the 5 frogs. And this is pretty cool. It's simplistic and maybe just overly simplistic, but I think it shows a lot. It reveals a lot. There's 5 frogs that are on this tree log, and 3 of them have the idea that, we've been sitting here long enough. It's time to go and do something. I want to jump in the water. Now, here's my question. After those 3 frogs decided to do so, the question is this, and it's not a mathematical question. It's a philosophical question. How many frogs are still left on the tree log? You see, there's still 5 frogs on the tree log. Just because you made a decision without action, you really didn't do it. A decision with no action is useless. Just because I decided I wanted to do an entrepreneurial business for myself, just because I decided I wanted to get healthy, just because I decided I wanted to do this, that, or go after this, doesn't mean anything until I put feet to that decision, until I put some, feet to the talk. There's got to be a walk with a talk, as they say. So there's still 5 frogs on the log. Are you still sitting on the log of life? You've made a decision. You might have even made an investment somewhere. But are you still where you were yesterday? Action, step number 3. If you'll do this one, stay focused. If you'll notice, the guy, when he went out to chop the tree down, he didn't go from one tree to the next, or maybe even focused on the same tree, but, I'm going to start swinging down here for a while. I'm tired of swinging at this level. I want to swing down here. No, he stayed persistent or focused on that one spot that he kept chopping at. I've noticed something about the opportunity space. I read a report several years ago of I forget what article it was in, but it said the average opportunity seeker will change opportunities 3 times a year. 3 times a year, they'll go from this opportunity to this business opportunity to this business opportunity. Why? Because there's that shiny object syndrome that always tries to woo people away to get them unfocused. Listen, if you want to be successful, you have got to stay focused. Ignore everything around you and say, I'm going to strike consistently at this thing right in front of me. I'm not going to go and then try another tree in the yard. Well, this tree is awful thick. Maybe I should try to cut this other tree down. Or I'm tired of swinging in this same spot. Maybe I'll try. Stay focused. Stay right on target of where you're supposed to be. A lot of times in our business, we have people that want to do this. I want to do step 12, Terry. I want to do step 9. I want to do step 8. We have basically a 13-step program in our business, and we tell people stay focused on steps 1 through 6. 1 through 6. Do them in that order and stay focused until you're successful, and then grow into the next level. Because we have found after 11 years of doing this that people left to their own vices will go all over the map and then get upset and frustrated because they got a tool. They don't have a bat anymore. They got an axe, but man, they're not focused, and they're trying. It's not that they're sitting on the log still. They're actually putting some effort behind the decision they made, but they are just not focused. So they're swinging up here and they're swinging down there and they're swinging around here and they're trying to do this and nothing seems to work. Stay focused. He went out every day and swung in the same spot. And that brings us to step action number 4. Stay consistent. Notice he went out every single day. He didn't just give up, throw his hands up. Well, it just don't seem to be working. The tree's still here. I've been swinging at this same spot. I'm bored. I'm tired. I've got blisters on my hand. Notice he stayed within himself. He only did 5 strokes a day. He didn't try to go out and do any more than he could. Didn't try to do any less. He had to do something that would chip away a few things. But he stayed consistent every day. He was out doing it. And finally, action number 5, stay persistent. He didn't stop until the tree fell. The number one thing, or not the number one thing, but the big thing that separates a lot of people from those who are successful to those who weren't successful is just that action step number 5, persistency. You know, you cannot win if you quit before the race is over. When is it over? When you win. You keep swinging, keep focused, same spot, be consistent about it. Use the tools. If you don't have a tool, get a tool and get after it. Use the right tool. Stay focused on where you're using that tool. Stay consistent, stay persistent. I promise you, if you will do that, you will find success. That is the guaranteed 5 activities it takes to be successful. And I promise you, if you stay at it, you will find successful. If you'd like more information, you'd like a free download of my audiobook, You Are Worth More, you can go over to terrywilson3.com right now and get that audiobook. We've got the first 4 chapters, or I think it's the first chapter and a half over at through that Amazon link that we have that you can get for free. Just go over to terrywilson3.com and there'll be a pop-up there that you can take advantage of it. I also like to send you some other really cool stuff out as well. Till next time, it's Terry with terrywilson3.com.